This week we talked to Oh My God, I'm a Girl on Twitch. Her name is Lacey. We had a nice long conversation about just Twitter, Twitch, life balance on Twitch, between Twitch and your IRL life. So it's very informative. Somebody with about a year of streaming experience, so hopefully you can get some good information from this conversation. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below. I will have Lacey's link as well as my link to the Twitch channels below if you guys want to check those out as well. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Peace! Okay, everybody, this is Lacey. If you would all please give her a warm welcome. Lacey, if you would want to, you are Oh My God, I'm a Girl on Twitch, correct?
Yep.
I
am.
Would you want to tell the stream a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, this is kind of hard. I feel bad because I can't even have your stream up and chat to see if they ask me questions or anything. This is totally blind. But hi, everybody. Yes, I'm OMG, I'm a girl. And yeah, I've been streaming on Twitch for almost a year. My year mark will be May 8th. From South Carolina, love to play all kinds of games. I'm kind of in mostly Battle Royale right now. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of just like to have fun and meet new people, and I love streaming. So
same here, and that's what I've been doing, is kind of getting people that are cool IRL people, as well as have I feel like you have a decent Twitter presence as well.
Yeah, I've tried. I honestly probably couldn't tell you actually how I got that presence. I really feel like it kind of happened weirdly on its own. But yeah, no, I love Twitter. I really do. I'm on it a lot, so yeah, I think it's a good crossover.
We talked about that a lot today. What do you like most about I guess getting yourself out there on social media for Twitch? What do you like best and worst, I guess, would be the other part of that.
Yeah, I think for me, Twitter, I love it because it gives me another platform to have people get to know me. I mean, it's funny, I actually asked this question on my stream recently, a few weeks ago, trying to figure out how I could increase the conversion rate. It's I do have a really good following on Twitter, but I'm not really sure that it follows over onto Twitch. And so I was asking them kind of, what do you think will make people want to come and everything. But, and I tend to make my Twitter a lot more a personal post, get to know me kind of post. I don't really do a whole lot of stream related posts. I do here and there. I'll put my, going live every once in a while, but I don't even do it every stream. It's just when I think about it, I'm like, I guess I should do a going live tweet really quickly. So yeah, I use it a lot more for personal, just kind of fun things, get to know me. Every once in a while, I'll post a stream oriented type tweet. And so I think I don't know if that's what doesn't bring a whole lot of people over from Twitter, or if it's that's just the nature of Twitter, and it's the conversion rate's not going to be great, but it just gives people a chance to get to know you. And one day, I think it's all timing. I think everything, whether it's Twitter, Twitch, whatever, you have to be patient. You can't expect to see something right away. It's a patience game for sure. So
yeah, that's the other thing about that is today I was on Twitter and I was scrolling for a while. I couldn't find anything to try to connect with, if I'm being honest. I was trying to find something to post on where I was like, give me something to talk about. It was all just something about them, not even something relatable. It was mostly people talking about their stream, or it was nothing personal where you could try to connect personally with somebody, which was kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's tough. I think that is what I don't like about Twitter is, you definitely have those people that I think, and I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's more of the newer people on Twitter or Twitch, and they haven't quite figured out their bearings and kind of how things work, where they do those tweets, hey, come follow me on Twitch, follow me here. If you retweet and like this, I'll give you a follow, or just, the follow for follow type stuff. Those kind of tweets are so annoying.
Right.
And I hate seeing those. When you're scrolling through, it's tell me about yourself. Who are you? Why should I actually go click and watch your stream?
Please comment, retweet, and like.
Yes. It's so crazy. So yeah, that's the like downside of Twitter, is seeing that kind of stuff, because it's just, it can flood your, timeline pretty quickly. There's a lot of that. So
And
I get that. Yeah.
and that gets
You
a
got
lot of
days you can't
reactions
find
too.
something.
So it gets bumped up the list because
I
it gets a ton of
know.
reactions.
Yes. I know. It's like there's so many, new people. Like, I don't know the statistics, but I mean, we know Twitch is bringing in, I think last I heard, there's like over 2 million streamers on Twitch. And I'm sure
Wow.
this is like growing every day
Yep.
because, like it's so prevalent right now. Everybody knows Ninja. Everybody knows Tim the Tatman. There's a lot of streamers that are in, mainstream news and things going on. So it's just bringing a lot of people in. And so I think there's just a lot of bad practices out there that, they see that and they're like, oh, that's so smart. Let me do that. Look at how many likes they have. Look at how many retweets they have. Like, no.
But yeah,
No.
that's like anything. We talked about that recently too. Me and Salty were talking about how easy it is to like see something and want a knee-jerk reaction and do that because that person's being successful. But that doesn't, it doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody the same.
No, it doesn't at all. Yeah, I think and that's always what I tell people. Every once in a while you'll have somebody that pops into stream and they'll ask you like, hey, do you have any advice? Like, I'm a new streamer. Do you have any advice to help me? And I always, before I start giving them any kind of tip, always say is, this is what has worked for me. This may or may not work for you. Like, everybody is different. Everybody has their own personality, their own niche, their own way of talking to people. Like, there's so much that goes into growing and making friends and whatever, that it's like, you may not, like, just because you do everything I say doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to have the same amount of followers I do, or the same amount of viewers as I do, or, whatever it might be that they're looking for. It's like, it's not that easy. Like, there's so many variables, so many. Like, there's no way that there's a perfect formula out there for anybody to follow. So we're all just trying to figure it out and muddle through.
That's the thing. Yeah. When I started, I didn't know anything. I didn't even watch Twitch before. So it was just like fumbling around in the dark, essentially, just trying to find my way. And luckily I met a few nice people that helped guide me along the way, which, yeah, dude, it's rough trying to just, because you think that works. Like I said, you see that on the surface and you're like, hey, that's working for this person, not knowing anything about that person other than what you've seen on Twitter. That was another thing we were talking about today, was just like judging people based off all you know on Twitter. Like, that's all you know is about their Twitter feed and you're judging that person. It gets so, just so muddy.
Yes, yeah. And it's true, and it is sad. It's like, you see those kind of tweets and you think, oh yeah, that works. But it's like, I promise you, if that same person just puts out like a regular basic tweet about like, I don't know, something to get to know them, it's probably going to have like no likes on it, or no, because it's like, they've never actually made a connection with any of the people that have decided to follow them. They just did it because of this big tweet they put out there that said, hey, like, retweet, comment for this. It's like, they don't actually know these people. So the first time they actually put out just a normal basic tweet, it's not going to get any kind of traction on it because nobody actually knows that person.
Funny thing about that. So like, I started in January of, I guess 2 years ago, technically 2018. I started in January. I got a like a tweet. Somebody tweeted back at me on Twitter on a post from March of 2018 where I left my link on one of those posts. Somebody,
no way.
And this was like 2 months ago. Somebody found that from a year ago somehow, tweeted on it and was like, oh, I'm just checking out people that, my friends have checked out. And I was like, there's no way this dude, like, well, how did he find it? I was so confused. And I actually talked to the guy.
He stalked your Twitter hard. He was going back.
Yeah, he was going way back. And he was like, I just like to check out whoever, Joe Schmo checks out. And I'm like, what? And so I talked to the dude and like actually made a connection with him. But I thought it was so weird that something actually, all of those posts, I actually connected with somebody off of one of those somehow randomly. But what's
really
so like, what's the worst part of Twitter for you?
Like I said, I think it's just seeing a lot of those tweets. Honestly, for me, like, I feel like I haven't quite even figured it out myself. Like, should I tweet every single day? Should I tweet 3 times a day? Like, sometimes, I don't know, like, I feel like sometimes I get annoyed when I see the same person's tweets. I'm like, do you ever not tweet? It's like constant. I'm like, really? Like, what? Like,
I got a couple
I don't
people
want
that
to
come
be
to
that
mind.
annoying person. It's like, and like some people it doesn't bother me because if it's actually good content, like I don't mind seeing like 5 or 10 of their
Sure.
tweets in a day. But it's like I feel like that's usually not the case. It's like they're trying. They're trying to just put a tweet out like every hour just to try and gain traction or gain followers, or I don't really know what their mindset is, but it's like, is that like, it's like I don't know, like I said, I kind of got my following like by accident. I think that sounds really bad, but like,
Right.
I don't feel like I really like knew how to navigate Twitter and like how to tweet at certain times, and like you hear all these things and I'm like, I've never once done that. I've never once thought like, ooh, what time is it? Oh yeah, I get the most interactions when I post between
Right?
3 and 5.
Oh my god! Like I scheduled the post for lunchtime. Get the hell out of here! Come on now.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, and so you hear all these things. Like, it's good to post at least once a day to like stay relevant, grow. And I'm like, that's just not me. Like, I don't know. It's never been me. Like, if I don't have something like that I think is worth putting out there or like interesting, like I just won't tweet for that day. Like I don't know. Like I'm not that person to just like try and do this. I guess that's what it is. It's like I don't really necessarily care about the numbers. It's if I had me that day and I want you guys to get to know me a little bit better, and I'll post about it. But it's like I don't feel the need to just post bull crap just to try and gain some new followers that day. It's just smart, so.
And the people use those like follow apps. So. And then they're using those like follow apps, and then if you don't tweet for the day, they unfollow you because you're inactive. Like, come on, man, get out of here.
Just hit me too. Okay, the worst. Right, hear me. No, if you can't even put in the extra 30 seconds of your day to actually write me a message, like I want nothing to do with you. Like that is at the most high level. Like no, I hate auto DM.
So like
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a bad one. I got one of those today that was like 4 or 5 paragraphs. I'm like, dude, one, if you think I'm reading this on the first message you ever sent me, that's not happening. And 2, why did you copy pasta this out of somewhere that you've been saving? Like, what? I think my least favorite thing has become like that Twitter is like politics in the US. So you got Republican, you got Democrat. So like Lacey's Republican, T's Democrat, or vice versa. She tweets something, so then all of my community, all of the people that are on my side just attack her because she doesn't agree with me. It's ridiculous. And then it's like, oh, you blocked me. Sweet. Now all my cronies are going to go mess with that person. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's definitely some clicks out there for sure. Like,
yeah.
I didn't realize it in the beginning, but like as you are around long enough, you can kind of see it. It is. There's definitely some clicks out there, and that definitely happens.
Yeah,
pretty
I
frequently.
definitely smell a
It's
pork
sad.
product
It's like
of some
I've told my husband this before. I said a lot of times, like it feels like high school. Like I'm back in high school.
Yes.
Like I'm dealing with like the most ridiculous stuff. Like,
yes, children.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, like what? You don't like this person and she's my best friend ever on Twitch? Oh my gosh. I need to tear you apart.
Like, all the while, like we said, doesn't know anything about that person. Like, you literally know nothing about that person or their story. You're just attacking them because you're friends with this other person that they didn't agree with.
Yeah, it drives me.
It's wild. Okay, so let's pivot from there. What, like, how do you? Oh man, I don't even know how to word this question. Like, how do you balance everything? So, like, you have a Discord server that you run, you have your Twitch channel, you have a Twitter, you have a husband, you have a job, like, on top of streaming. So, how do you get that all to work? If you do, you might not. You might just be smiling for the camera.
Yeah, honestly, that that really is the hardest part with all of this. And I'm sure my husband could attest as he's hearing everything that I'm saying because he's in the car with me right next to me driving. It's such a balancing act, and it's so hard. And we've gone through several adjustment periods throughout my streaming career so far, you know. Like, I have some months where I'm like super gung-ho and it's like all I can think about is Twitch, and I've got all these ideas and I'm just like, I'm all over it. And it's like I realized, like, oh well, I haven't really seen my husband in like a week or two. Like, I probably should, like, you know, find a better balance here. So it's really hard to balance everything, and so I'm still working on it. I think it's a constant game. Like, I don't think, you know, if there are people out there that just have it down solid and don't have to worry about it, like, freaking bravo to them, because I have been struggling with the balance game for quite some time. And yeah, some stuff you just it takes a back burner. Like, honestly, for me, I feel like my Discord is like the one that gets put on the back burner most often.
Yeah.
You know, Twitch is always kind of the priority because, you know, that's when you're, you know, live streaming and whatever. And then I feel like I usually am on Twitter, and then yeah, then I'm just with my husband as much as I can. And it's just so Discord, like, I wish I could be more active in there, and I feel bad like when people comment and I don't get to it for like a few hours or something. But I mean, yeah, it's like something's got to give. There just really isn't enough time in the day. And I've said this several times to people recently, like, I wish I knew about Twitch and started this back when I was in college.
Bro,
like,
totally.
I think this would have been like so amazing. Like, I'm so jealous of all the single people out there that like don't have a job, don't have anything else to worry about. Like, they're just at home, like going to school, and can just play video games and stream. I'm like, gosh, that would be the life.
My mom's bringing food home. I'm gonna have to take a break, guys. I'll be right back. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's hard. And for me, I haven't, like, I used to have a schedule too, and I think I just decided, like, I can't even do a schedule right now. And I've told my people, like, I'm sorry, like, I wish I could give you guys a set schedule, but I just can't, because anytime I've tried to, I just feel like stuff gets out of whack really quickly. And it's like, because different things come up, you know, it's like you can't plan around real life, you know, like, stuff happens. So I just, for probably the last, probably almost 6 months, probably coming up on, I really just haven't had a schedule. And, you know, and they're fine with that, and they understand, you know. I'm just like, look, guys, I'm going to go live. Like, I tell them, like, you know, I try to go live like 3 to 4 times a week. Usually you can expect me within these hours, but it's like, you just never know. So if you really want to catch me, just make sure you have my Twitch notifications on, and, you know, just catch me whenever you can. But I mean, and it works, you know, like, it works so far. Like, yeah, it's not ideal, but it's what I can do right now. So yeah, balance is hard. And I'm sure, you know, you're the same situation, and you've got kids. So I mean,
not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. You've been doing like some it seemed like a lot of just chatting lately. How's that been going?
I have been.
That's what actually inspired this, honestly, because I was starting Friday doing just chatting because it was like refreshing to just talk and like catch up with people. And then I was like, you know what? There's people that I don't always talk to that like it would be easy to connect with. You just shoot them a message on Twitter or whatever, and if they say yeah, they say no. Like, I've been told no before. I have an old lady, so
yeah, no, I really do enjoy the just chatting streams. I mean, for me, streaming has always been about the interaction. It's like, if you don't have people in your channel or in your chat, like, what's the point? Like, if I'm not going to pay attention to them, if I'm not going to talk to them, you know, why am I streaming? And so, as I've been fortunate to, you know, grow over time and have a fairly active chat throughout my streams, I've just really wanted to make sure that they know that I appreciate that I appreciate them and that I want to get to know them, and they're not just there to watch me play a video game that I'm mediocre at, and like I'm not going to talk to them, you know, like it's not about that. So yeah, I feel like as I've grown and I've gotten a more and more active chat, I have gone more towards the interactive games and less of the, you know, more competitive type game, which I still do those on occasion, but I do a lot more just chatting or marbles on stream or Jackbox games or just something that can get everybody involved and they feel like they're a part of the stream, because I want them to know that I do appreciate them and I want to get them involved. So yeah, I've been doing a lot more of those and I love it and they love it, you know, they do
Right,
like
right.
being involved. So
that's
yeah,
what's been really
nice.
cool about like the Fortnite custom games that everybody's doing right now. Like I've been hosting those. People can just like everybody can join in and you can randomly get paired up with anybody in your chat and talk just like this with anybody that's in there. It's really cool in a cool way to connect with people like that. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's very cool. That's another thing that I like about interaction. And you like one thing that I like about Discord personally is, so that's my way. So I'm only streaming. I stream 4 days a week, but it's only 3 nights, and I stream at 5 a.m. on Sundays. I don't know if you know this. So
I've seen that a few times.
Yeah. So I miss my regular audience on Sunday. So I really only stream 3 days a week for the same audience. And that's just like a way, and it's usually only for a couple hours. So Discord's a way to like connect with those people in a much more closer, like intimate type relationship where I can learn way deeper about the people and stuff that they probably wouldn't put into a Twitch chat, you know, like not that you're prying stuff out of them, but their willingness to be open is more, I guess.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Discord is getting pictures. You know, it's like you can't do pictures, stuff like that, like in Twitch chat. So I love when they finally feel comfortable enough to like post a selfie or just post, you know, a picture of them. It's like, oh, I've got a face to go with the name now. Like I love it. I get so excited. It does. It adds to that, you know, getting to know them.
Yeah, and then like you get all the food pictures too, you know, #dadbod. So that's what's awesome about that too. You get to see all the different, especially like different, you know, because it's like global. Twitch is like a global market, so you could have like different cultures, different like clothing, just culture in general, clothing, food, architecture. It's really cool.
Definitely just like, I think it just makes everybody feel more comfortable because like, you know, us as streamers, you know, we're live and they're seeing us live and they're kind of in our lives, and it's like it kind of just puts everybody on an even playing field when they start to open up and they start to, you know, show you them and what they're about in their lives. It's like, okay, now I feel comfortable, like I know you, you're in my chat, and like we're kind of all on the same level. Like you know me, now I know you. So yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, when I started streaming, I had no idea. Like, it's just no idea that it was going to turn into something like that, where I'm just making some of the best friends that I have over the internet without ever, like, sometimes without ever talking voice to voice. Was crazy. Like, I'm hosting this podcast with Slightly Salty 24. I had never talked voice to voice with him until we recorded the first episode of our podcast, wildly enough.
No way. I would have never guessed that. Yeah. You guys have always been so tight for so long.
It's just like I had only spoken in his chat where he's talking to me and I'm typing back, and then vice versa. And so it was like we had talked for a long time, but never actually had. It was wild, but it went really well.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it is interesting. Same thing. Like I would have had no idea how to expect. Like, I was the same thing. Like you said it. You know, you had never been on Twitch before you started streaming. I was the same way. I mean, day one of me being on Twitch was my first day of streaming. Like I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Why is nobody coming in here?
It was just like on a whim one day, you know, just like playing with some friends, and like we always joked about streaming and how we'd all be good at it because we're so funny and like being stupid. And I like just out of nowhere, it was like, you should just go live. And I was like, all right, you know, I just did it straight from my Xbox. I didn't have a computer. I didn't know all of the equipment, like any of that stuff. I just went to the Twitch app on my Xbox and said, all right, go live. Let's see what happens.
That was pretty much the same. Same for me. It was just like me and my brother playing, and I was like, people will come in here. I watch Dr. Disrespect all the time.
See, so at least you have that. Like, I really had never watched any streamer on Twitch before. Like, I knew nothing about Twitch. I just knew that that's where people streamed and played games, and I was like, sure, let's just give this a try. And then it's like, next thing you know, I'm almost a year later, and I love it. I mean, I've eaten it up. I haven't stopped.
Yeah, that was it for me. Like, as far as exploring, I was watching one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, expecting my experience to be identical, and it just, that's not how it works.
That's easy. Let me just turn my stream on right quick.
We just put a mullet on.
Yeah, let me just put a mullet on.
Yeah, that was like my only experience going in. So I was like, I need a character, like I need to do this, and then it just, then you find out everything about it, and you're like, okay, that's just his thing. That's weird, but okay.
That's weird. Yeah, it is. And that's what I think is so great about Twitch, especially now that they've really broadened out, like they've got more individual things. It used to just be the IRL, but now they've got all these different, subcategories and things. Is that, like literally anybody can find, it's like there's something for everyone out there on Twitch. It's just amazing kind of how one website can attract so many people and be an entertainment source for everybody, because there's literally everything on here. So
yeah, like, because like we're in talk shows and podcasts right now. Like 2 weeks ago I did like just chatting, and somebody was like, why are you in talk shows and podcasts? And I was like, dude, totally forgot that was even a thing. There's so many categories now that it's broken down into, and like you said, you can really search down and get exactly what you're looking for.
I mean, there's like cooking, there's workout, there's dancing. I mean, it's like, I swear, you name something and you'll find it on Twitch. Like, if you really want to find it, like
a girl from my like home area, she streams dog training on Twitch.
What?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Insane.
Yeah, she streams. She actually got rated by Andy Milanakis, if any of you guys know who that is.
No way.
I swear. Freaking wild. She put it on her Instagram story, and I messaged her about it. That was freaking wild. Crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but that was really fun. But we're right at a half hour, so I'll let you get back to the road. For the last few weeks, we've been closing it down. It was great talking to you, by the way, and thanks for doing this.
Yeah. No, of course, anytime.
But we've been closing it down the last few weeks with, do you have any, doesn't have to be super specific, but any advice or anything, any hurdles you've faced in your Twitch career so far that you could steer people away from, or any advice that you could give to them to maybe make their journey a little bit easier?
Yeah, I think I would just say, obviously, stay away from follow for follow. We talked about that earlier. It doesn't work. It's empty numbers. Like, it might look cool, but it really means nothing, because nobody's gonna give you a second look. Don't do that, and don't be afraid to ask for help. I think that was something that I was always really nervous of in the beginning. And I think, T, you actually talked about this a little bit with me before.
I did. I was going to bring that up.
Talk back in the day. And I think, I think there is like this stigma that it's like, oh, well, they're also a streamer. They're not going to help me because it's like competition. And and it's really not that. It's like, and it took me a while to realize that, like most of us that stream, like good ones, we just love to stream. We love to talk about it. We love to help, like I love when somebody can come to me, and I really am a streaming nerd. Like, and I'm a noob with most stuff. So it's like, I get so excited when I can actually help somebody with something. Cause it's like, I'm not fully knowledgeable on everything, but it's like, I know what I know. And so, yeah, I think just don't be scared to ask people for help. More people will help you than you think. And if somebody doesn't, trust me, you don't want to know them anyway.
Right.
Like, move along, because they're not the right kind of people. Like, they're not going to grow anywhere. They're just jerks. So move on and find the people that you want to be friends with. So yeah, I think that would be the best thing.
Anything you'd like to plug? She's a streamer on Twitch, guys. The name is in the title, but anything else you have? Anything else you're working on that you'd like to plug before we end this?
Like I said, I can't even, like, I always hear about the people that have Snapchats and Instagram and Facebook too. I'm like, I don't know how they do all that. Like, I can't. So it's like, I literally just have my stream, Twitter, and Discord. So if y'all want to hit me up on Twitter or Twitch, I would love to get to know you.
Twitter is at
Same
OMG
thing,
I'm a girl. Okay. Sweet.
Yep, same.
Okay. Well, thank you again, and I'm sure
course.
I'll be talking to you guys real soon.
Yep. All right. Bye, guys.